Hey guys, we're going to start being able to play individual notes. And for part of that, we're going to have to actually take a look at what notes are. Notes are symbols we use to tell how long something is going to be. And we call that word that means how long something's going to be. The word is duration, the duration of the sound we want. Now, these notes are really awesome because by themselves, all they tell us are duration, how long something's going to last. Where we put them tells us which pitch we're going to play for that amount of time. Now, we've been talking about what the beat is, and if you look on page 13 in our book, it talks about the beat being the steady pulse of the music. Remember that music has a pulse that is in the background the entire time. It's something that musicians just get used to being able to feel, and we call that feeling of knowing where the beat is counting. So, a lot of times we do use numbers to count, and sometimes we don't, but feeling where that pulse is really important. Now, for sure, everything that we've been counting and doing, we really haven't been paying much attention to these symbols. And so maybe you might not know what their names are and everything else like that. So we're going to take you through. Right now on the screen, something that looks like a donut. This is what we call the whole note. They call it the whole note because it lasts for the whole and entire measure. Isn't that nice? I know, isn't that great? It's wonderful. So however long, however many beats there are in a measure, the whole note means you're going to hold it for the entirety of it. It's a good thing, whole notes. Okay, the next kind of note we have looks like a donut on a stick. It's got a note head that's clear and it has a stem, and we call this a half note. Now, we could have named the whole note George and this one Frank, but we give names to our notes in the United States based off their relationship to each other. So a half note is half the value of whatever the whole note is. Isn't that nice? That makes math super simple. So that half note is the name of it. Isn't that great? It's so lovely. So if you think about it, hiding in the value of one whole note are two half notes. So you know how you can make a factor tree in math? You can make a factor tree using notes. You might have to do that. I don't know. Yeah, it just seems. And then we have one other type of note we're going to talk about today, and that's this one here. It looks like a jelly-filled donut on a stick. This is called a quarter note. Now, we could have called it, Marge, but instead of calling it Marge, its name is quarter because one quarter note is worth a quarter of the value of the whole note. So hiding inside the value of one whole note are four quarter notes. And so it's important for you to realize when you're looking at notes, their stems can go up or their stems can go down. And just so that if you're gonna get a tattoo, you need to know that notes with up stems all have to look like the letter D. If your note with an up stem looks like the letter B, you don't have a note. Okay. Also, if your notes with the down stems look like a letter P, then you have a note. If your note with a down stem looks like a letter Q, this is not a note. Make sure you tell your tattoo artist this so that you don't look like an idiot when they're putting notes on your arm right above the I Love Miss Swallow tattoo that I know you're all going to get. Now, it's really important that you realize we name notes based off of how they fit with and relate to other notes, but that's not necessarily how we count them. So make sure you are looking at the next video about page 13 about how we count the notes we see when we see them in context. All right, make sure that if you're going into any blind alleys, you can tell which notes are whole notes, which notes are half notes, and which notes are quarter notes. See you in the next one.